Oaksterdam.com. It's your boy Green, and I'm here at City Hall in San Francisco, California. Now, yesterday, Oaksterdam was raided by the DEA and the IRS. Wow. So today, we're here in support. A lot of the advocates have come out to support today, to support Richard Lee, and to also let everybody know that it's time to decriminalize marijuana. You know, so many lives have been destroyed, so many people given records, put on ankle monitors and things like that. Just imagine the amount of time, money, and effort being spent, you know, to stop us from having a plant that was given to us to better our quality of life. You know, but now it's time to stop making it, you know, sending people to prison, you know, spend the money on something else.
City Hall here in San Francisco. We're standing up for patients' rights, trying to send a message to the U.S. Department of Justice that their presence is not wanted and their interference is not wanted in the development of medical cannabis facilities in this state. We want them to get out, focus their energy against real crime, which hurt people. There's no harm, there's no crime. We've got dispensaries here serving sick people all across the state. We need their love and support. We need more people to come out here today if they're listening. And if there's a rally coming up locally, go out and support. Let's change this issue once and for all. Let's change these laws. Let's end this prohibition. Let's get the people out of jail.
I was on the sidewalk at Oaksterdam University watching dozens of federal agents cart out patient records when I heard that 7 people had died in another act of gun violence in Oakland.
Wow.
And it just struck me in that moment how crazy it was that the federal government has spent so much energy, time, and money suppressing the will of voters in California about medical cannabis and not done something about getting the guns off the streets of Oakland and other cities like Oakland. You know, it's a tragic example of what happens when law enforcement resources are misallocated, and that's what's going on. And you know, people are dying because of these decisions that are being made, and I think it's time that we held the prosecutors and we held the federal government responsible for the consequences of their actions.
What do you think about the state? Do you think the state should step up and maybe defend the rights of patients in California?
Well, you know, it's long overdue that we see, you know, not just the state. It's time for the mayor of San Francisco to stand up. It's time for the governor of California to stand up. It's time for our state assembly to stand up. It's time for every Californian, every American to stand up, because the policy that's happening now doesn't just hurt people who depend on cannabis for medicine. You know, over the last 5 years, the legal, regulated cannabis industry has extracted $1.7 billion out of the criminal economy. We've created tens of thousands of well-paying jobs, hundreds of millions of dollars of tax revenue. We've taken patients out of the path of danger. We've reduced the burden on law enforcement. It's a win-win for everybody. And if the prosecutors are successful in their campaign, all that goes down the tubes. Tens of thousands of jobs are destroyed, hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue is eliminated, patients are thrown back out onto the street where they're going to have to get their medicine in dangerous circumstances, and all that money is going to be flowing into the hands of the cartels instead of staying here in the United States. It's a crazy policy that hurts all Americans and not just those who depend on cannabis for their medicine.
One last question. So advocates say, you know, the more states that get involved, maybe that could tip the federal tide. What do you think about that?
More the merrier. You know, the only way this change is going to happen is if we all do it together, and it's going to take every person who cares about cannabis, who cares about the truth, who cares about democracy, who cares about justice, to take this issue seriously. It's not just about the small minority of people in this country who use cannabis. It's something that's affecting all Americans. It's something all Americans need to get together and do something about.
Okay. Thank you, D'Angelo.
Most welcome. Anytime.
Moving the movement forward.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
We need to get this legalized. We're tired of people being incarcerated. We need to bring our families back. We need to bring money back to the economy. You know, we're with ASA right now in San Francisco at the City Hall right now, and we need to legalize. We need everybody to come together, stand up. ASA, normal, everybody, repeal, regulate marijuana.
Every country except Antarctica.
I'm Melissa White Chocolate Ballon. You might recognize me from the Shepard Fairey Obama Vote for Change campaign, or from Jack Herer's Emperor Wears No Clothes, or from Staying Occupied. Wherever rights are being violated, you might find me, but today, I'm still free on the sidewalk. So we're representing because we, the people of California, do not yield our sovereignty to the agencies that serve us. And we want to remind law enforcement officials, city council officials, and all city attorneys that they've taken a valid sworn oath of office to protect and serve the Constitution of the United States of America, as well as the California State Constitution of 1849. Yo. And if you violate said oath, your bond numbers will be lienable. So this is serious. You know, in a time where currency is no longer valued, your currency is about to be taken away. So stay occupied and know your rights. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Thank you.
And speaking of Occupy, my name is Amy Fisher. I'm doing the Northern California part of the CCHHI. Please come out to Richmond on the 21st and give your support. Sign the petition so we can make it legal.
Support medical cannabis, you know, showing some support, showing some love. The feds need to ease up.
The feds need to ease up.
Yeah.
Right, man, and how is having medical cannabis available and legal for us? How's that changed your life?
It changed my life a lot because I'm in a lot of pain. I have problems sleeping, and now I don't have to worry about going on the streets, and I know it's safe what I'm getting.
Right,
you know, medicine.
man.
Yeah.
This is very dangerous.
It is.
Right, and we have businesses that check for the purity and
Yeah.
safe.
Make sure no mold or anything.
Right,
Yeah.
quality of life a lot better.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks, y'all.
California passed Prop 215. Federal war on marijuana just doesn't go away. And let me tell you, it's a real disgrace. This is an assault on Americans' right to medicine. That's great. It's a disgrace. The administration is fighting for science above politics. And above all, this is an insult to the people of San Francisco who voted for Proposition P, and the voters of California who approved Prop 215. Big truth. Now, you know, the president pledged to respect state medical and marijuana laws. Yet we've seen more raids on and arrests and charges against medical marijuana dispensaries
We know that the voters here in San Francisco support medical cannabis. We know that the taxpayers here in California and San Francisco support medical cannabis.
Are you still in touch with Oscar?
No, I have lost touch with him.
I'm Clint Warner, and I wrote this book, Marijuana, Gateway to Health, because I think everybody needs to know what science says about cannabis. It tells us that the properties of cannabis involve tumor inhibition and protection against the neurological changes that lead to Alzheimer's disease. And this is solid science, and that's what I've written about, because there's no justification anymore for throwing human beings into cages because they use, distribute, or grow marijuana.
It's not right, man. Just think of all the lives.
They ruin lives, and it's not just the ones. Sometimes the people who support prohibition say, well, not that many people go to jail or prison, but you know what? If you get arrested, it ruins your life too. It interrupts your life, it costs you money, it keeps you from being a productive member of society, wrecks your job, you might lose a job, it's terrible. And there's no reason. There's solid scientific proof that people who binge drink do brain damage, but if they use marijuana while they binge drink, they have less brain damage than people who do not. There's solid scientific proof that the cannabinoids in marijuana inhibit tumor production. And that's what we need to tell everybody. Once people find out that they can reduce their chances of getting cancer and protect themselves against Alzheimer's, and that people who drink can protect their brain from alcohol poisoning, we're going to win this, because no one's more afraid of cannabis than they are Alzheimer's or cancer.
That's right, man. Let's see this book one more. Let's see the book.
So all I would say is,
there's no reason for our government to be torturing patients and preventing people from improving their health with cannabis.
I know the facts.
Let's roll.
Yeah, marijuana possibly could cure Alzheimer's, okay? I know plenty of old women who smoke, okay? They 80, they 90, remember everything in the past, okay? Marijuana's safer than the pain pills, okay? Oxycontin, all that, legal in Florida, okay? They let them pop pills in Florida, but they give us a problem in California over marijuana that helps us over pain and over stress and over everything. It's ridiculous. This week, they found out more people die from sugar than cigarettes and alcohol combined. Understand? This is what our news stations, media is telling us, okay? It's time to get smart. California's broke, okay? Colorado is ahead of the game, okay? They enjoy their cannabis club, okay? And they're getting paid off of it. The whole state is benefiting, okay? Along with sick patients. It's time to stop playing. Legalize cannabis.
And we are absolutely outraged by the interference in state and local laws, and the prospect of all of our ethical dispensary outlets being shut down is totally unacceptable. And we're gonna do whatever we can to fight this. I mean, bottom line is, the federal government has woken the beast, and we want the end of prohibition. We want it now.
Yeah.
Done. We're done.
Thank you. It's been an eventful day. I've run into a lot of my friends that I've made along this journey, the Prop 215 movement. Everybody's come out to support. I mean, there's passion here. You know, people mean business. It's time for a change, you know. So, you know, 40 Radio will be here. You know, we'll try to keep you up to date on all the major issues. Remember, you make it, we play it. 40radio.com.